don't have organic stuff around you, what can you do? Well, but try to steer clear from corn. Is always GMO, always modified, heavily modified. Soy is poison, dude. Don't. I wonder why the hell people even eat soy. Sorry if you're watching this and have huge respect for soy and everything, but my grandparents, they had a belief that you don't even give to your animals any type of soy because it will destroy their bones. That's how bad soy is. Soy is not a normal food. Oh my god, it's so not. If soy is like a holy grail for you, is like a holy cow, and you will make you, whatever I say, you will make soy a part of your life, then just ignore whatever I say that doesn't fit with you, and let's go on. Food additives, cut them. Hydrogenated oils and nightshades. Okay, cut nightshades because on the long run they end up filling your bucket of toxin. Yeah, toxin bucket. Nightshades. I mean like tomatoes. Believe it or not, tomatoes. Um, White potatoes, and oh my god, there's a huge list. Check the list of foods that are nightshades. In medieval times, they were considered a poison. They were considered a serious poison, nightshades. But usually, you kind of kill the poison when you cook it well. But in our case, our bucket is too full to eat those things and think is okay. It's better to quit them, at least for a moment. At least for a moment. So experiment by removing irritants for 30 days. Introduce them in a little bit, observe your reactions, and you will know what your body likes and what your body doesn't like. Conversely, you can do what I said before. You can do the test, which I said before. It's here. Um, Cyrex, a Cyrex test. Or you can just do an elimination diet if you don't have, if you can't find someone that does this test, or just have enough will of power to do it yourself, right? Okay, next thing. mm, Infections. Systemic chronic infections fill your bucket, toxic bucket, right? So I'm talking about bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi, which may be the primary environmental trigger for autoimmunity. Means this has the heaviest. What we're going to talk about infections, okay, systemic chronic infections, may have the heaviest load, may have the biggest importance, and may be your first target to deal with. Okay, the most important thing to deal with that will clear all the other situations. In my case, I know it's a herpetic virus. Okay, because first time I took a little tiny piece of what was it? Well, an antiviral. It was Ciclovir. I believe it was Ciclovir. I I went. I had to go to the, believe it or not, to the ER. Um, it was very serious, very fucking serious. I had a very bad reaction to Ciclovir, and the same thing. I had a, oh my god, a strong reaction to Lex paraguayensis. Lex paraguayensis is yerba mate, which is another traditional thing of our state in Brazil, which is yerba mate is like, you would call it a tea. And here, if somebody says it's a tea, is like we want to kill them because for not it's not a tea, it's chimarrão, something very specific for us. And tea sounds like not so important. For us, this is like, oh my god, it's important. And I've realized, and also, oh my god, piracetam is a nootropic that, as I've been taking lots of nootropics, I've taken piracetam, and I had the worst, oh, case of a cascade of symptoms, scary symptoms that seemed like you're fucking dying and going to hell, and like bad as hell. I've realized that actually piracetam is an antivirus. It's an antiviral, right, drug that reaches specifically the brain and the obviously, if it hits the brain as well, it will reach the nerves. Okay. And when you got MS, what have you got? In my case, at least, EBV or some herpetic virus nested in your nerves. So that was hell. That was hell. I couldn't breathe. Like, oh my god, I wouldn't even get started with that. And by the way, right now, what do I take every day? I'm drinking yerba mate. I'm taking Ciclovir. I'm taking lysine because it's antiherpetic. And what else? I just said it right now. Oh yeah, piracetam. I take all of them every day on a heavy dose, which I started going from very, very tiny dose. Because believe me, in the beginning, even a tiny dose got me to the ER of any of those things that I'm saying right now, because they're very strongly antiherpetic. Very. Ilex paraguayensis is like ridiculous. Piracetam is ridiculous anti-viral. Is an antiherpetic specifically. It's ridiculous. So fucking strong. Clears you. Oh, and colloidal silver. My God, is like colloidal silver is heaven. I build my own machine to make colloidal silver, and I do it. So, the triggers for autoimmunity, the primary environmental triggers for autoimmunity is systemic or chronic infection of viruses in general, but more specifically Epstein-Barr virus (EBV), CMV, which is another herpetic virus, Candida, CVB is Coxsackie virus, which has something to do with chicken, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, or whatever. HHV6, which is the sixth herpetic virus. Chlamydia, Borrelia, and Babesia, which is Lyme disease. And parasites, generic, parasites. What do you do if you have one of those? You strengthen the host and you fight the virus. How do you fight the virus? I'm going to make a video more to the point. Probably this video is very long already because I didn't plan. I just felt like doing this video and I'm doing it, but I'm giving you my best, okay, that I have right now without organizing. I have loads more material that I've gathered with all the researches I've done. So you strengthen the host, you take out all the toxins that you can take out, and you start with the nourishing lifestyle practices. Okay, now let's going to talk about gut health. What do you do? In all cases of autoimmunity, you have increased intestinal permeability, okay, and that preceded the autoimmune diseases and caused an abnormality in antigen delivery, eventually leading to autoimmunity. Okay, so that's like you have to check the box of intestinal permeability to have autoimmunity. If you have autoimmune problems, you have leaky gut, and you probably have a leaky brain as well. So you experiment with what's called the 5R gut repair program. You guys can research on Google, for example, or even here on YouTube. You guys can research the 5R gut repair program, which basically you remove pathogens and inflammatory foods, you replace with nourishing foods and enzymes, live enzymes, very good. You reinoculate with probiotics and prebiotics. You repair the gut lining, and you rebalance your life, right? Because leaky gut and leaky brain has huge connections with this dysbiosis, which basically dysbiosis is just like when you got bad bugs in your gut and inside of you instead of good ones. And by the way, guys, I believe that just as an addendum, I believe my leaky gut, my serious leaky gut, started getting much worse after I started drinking, believe it or not, milk kefir. I think it became a huge. I started having heavy troubles. All my heavy troubles started after I started drinking milk kefir. my belief is that I was inside. It was everything was ready for chaos, but it was like balanced. And when I started taking the kefir, it unbalanced the situation and chaos ensued. Why? Because it changes things. Milk kefir is like a very powerful probiotic, especially the one I used because I take lots of commercial. Well, so I'm not me, okay. I know someone who take lots of commercial strains and add to their milk kefir, and never buys the commercial strains again because the milk kefir builds up the bacteria, which is very nasty because the person doesn't have to pay for the heavy costs of the probiotics. And I'm not telling you to do that because it's a very good idea. I'm not telling you that because, well, because you have to pay for the heavy prices of the probiotics, okay? Because it's correct for whatever reason. You can't grow your own probiotics, okay? So, why? I don't know. And hormonal balance, okay? Now that's a big one for me as well. Why? Because I used to take lots and lots and lots and lots of testosterone enhancers, natural ones, only natural ones, always natural ones. I was always crazy about natural stuff and always hated chemical stuff. Why? Shit, because it gave me lots more muscle, gave me lots more strength, gave me lots more oomph. You feel the power. It's like, I don't know about guys who don't maximize their testosterone. They're missing out. They're missing out because as a man, nothing's cooler than to get your testosterone up to like the best levels you can without going overboard. Because I already went overboard. That's not good because if you go overboard, you go beyond your capabilities and shit like that, whatever. And with the heavy exercise regime I was having, the over exercising, okay, that was not good. That was not good. That was terrible. That led to hormonal imbalance. And many bodybuilders also have problems with EBV because of the hormonal imbalance it creates when they take some stuff that creates some imbalances. All right, and taxes the adrenal glands as well. That's a problem. So autoimmunity and HPA, which is hypothalamus, pituitary, and oh my god, adrenal glands, of course. Uh, axis, axis, because it's the function of these three together: pituitary and hypothalamus and the adrenal glands. They work together. Very damn important. You don't want to fuck them up. You wanna heal them, and excessive coffee can totally take them out of place. Yeah. Cortisol dysfunction, which is HPA axis dysfunction, very probably. Low hypothyroidism, low hypometabolism, which I don't have these two, but the cortisol. Oh my god, I was always living on very high cortisol, very high stress, very high stress. That's why I was all the time self-medicating when I was exercising, and that's why I went overboard with exercising, because that was the only thing that burned the cortisol and made me relax and boosted the testosterone and made me feel fucking amazing. That's why I always did it. It was a way of self-medication. That's what I've calculated to be true, and that's what seems to be true to me. Insulin and leptin resistance. I don't know about insulin resistance, but with my intermittent fasting and suddenly bursting into loads of sugar, I must have had some insulin and definitely leptin as well, abnormalities, because leptin, I probably had leptin situations because I was never hungry. Never hungry. I could stay like 3 days without eating and I wouldn't be hungry, which might be leptin, what, sensitivity, or something is wrong with the mechanism. That's what I'm saying. Low vitamin D. I was always crazy about the sun. Always crazy about the sun. So And estrogen dominance. When you push the testosterone up, you will create, when it goes down, you will create estrogen dominance. But I would add as well, overabundance of testosterone will lead to hormonal imbalance. Yeah, even though it's not mentioned here, I will tell you 100% that will lead to hormonal imbalance and will feed anything, any overabundance of hormones will feed Epstein-Barr or herpetic viruses. Okay, uh, testosterone overabundance will feed Epstein-Barr as well. Toxins, well, let's go to toxins, right? Chemicals most often associated with autoimmunity in humans are, drumroll, medications, drugs, legal drugs that doctors prescribe. Okay, even though I'm studying medicine, I'm definitely not. I hope nobody, no teacher of mine ever watches this video, but I'm absolutely anti-medication. Even though I'm studying traditional medicine, I'm absolutely anti-medication. 99% of medications, maybe an overreaction. It's not so bad. But I know that mostly traditional medicine treats what? Symptoms. Just symptoms. It doesn't treat the core issues that would make people free from disease. They just treat, let's say the medicine is more like cutting branches, and while they should be destroying the roots. Yeah, and what is truly effective? To destroy the roots of the problem, not cut the branches. But what allopathic traditional medicine does is actually deal with the branches, and they don't deal not even with the trunk usually of the problem, which is a very sad situation. But when you wake up to this, you can start dealing with doing the correct medicine. I hope nobody, no regulator, no medicine regulator sees this, because they don't like people who say that. They do not like people who say that. It's a fact. So, what are the environmental serious toxins? Drugs, mold. Before I had the most problems, I was living in a moldy apartment. Why? Because I was the whole time working, and I arrived home and I didn't even change my sheets. I'm not even joking. My sheets smelled of mold. But I was so tired every time I arrived home that I just like, bleh. Just when the girlfriend I had at the time or some other person would come, I would go like, yeah, okay, I probably shouldn't be such a piggy, you know. So I changed stuff. I changed the sheets in my bed. I cleaned things a bit. I usually put some, I oxided the walls, right, with some bleaching material to kill the mold, which helped, but momentarily helped. Right? Silica is another big toxin. Heavy metals, neurotoxins, alcohol, BPA. By the way, when I talk about heavy metals, think about all the places where you could be having toxicity from heavy metals. For example, cooking utensils. Okay, uh, ditch the aluminum. Ditch the aluminum. Okay, do that for yourself. If you have in your teeth, you have any how to call that? I just said it before. I don't remember. Whatever. If you have those things that they add to your teeth fillings, tooth fillings, which have mercury, I'm telling you, you are being over poisoned by mercury. Go as soon as possible. Remove those. Those are poison of the worst kind. Um, Neurotoxins, alcohol, BPA, which is plastic. Okay, BPA is something that makes the plastic harder. That is a poison. And by the way, that is estrogen. Okay, it just ditch that shit. Okay, it's terrible for men and for women. Okay, but for men, it's even like it destroys their testosterone. What crazy shit. Endotoxins, asbestos, which is not as common nowadays as the old times. Fluoride. Do you realize that when you wake up, maybe you don't do that. I don't do that anymore. But most people, they wake up. First thing, it's like you're open because you haven't had anything. You're in fasting. You've been fasting for the whole night. First thing you put on the most absorbent part of your body is something with heavy fluoride, which is toothpaste. You take that fucking paste and put it on your gums, on your tongue, inside of your mouth. What worse than that is just if you like and put it. No, not, it's not even worse because it's all over absorbent. So you're taking loads of fluoride every time you wake up, bef- and before you go to sleep. So the fluoride can stay there, leaching inside of your body, going inside, like creeping inside of your body the whole fucking night. It's like, and then every day you drink fluoride from the water. Guys, congratulations for the people who want to fuck up society, who want to fuck up everybody because they're doing it with fluoride. You're not supposed to drink fluoride. Okay? Bad. Bad. Poison is bad. Don't take fluoride. And yes, I am giving you the idea of ditching your normal toothpaste. Try to see if you find something without fluoride. Try to see if you get water without fluoride. Buy a filter that takes out the fluoride, okay? Which is very rare filters take out the fluoride. It's more expensive than the very basic filters. Yeah, chlorine as well, and pesticides. Pesticides which are everywhere, everywhere. So an experiment is to reduce or eliminate unnecessary medications. Just ditch every medication you're taking that is not necessary. Uh, I am taking the piracetam because I've studied for a long time and it's amazing. And after I started killing the EBV, it quit being a poison to me because in the beginning, oh my god, I won't even start with it, but it was like dying every time I took it for 2 days. It destroyed me completely, absolutely. I would lose my memory, for God's sakes. I could I couldn't breathe. So you understand how heavy that was. So you replace chemically based home and body care, remember body care, products with organic, eco-friendly options, okay? My teeth are awesome. My teeth are perfect. The only thing I do to clean them is sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate. You use sodium bicarbonate to brush your teeth, you're good to go. And usually I use probiotics as well to keep my mouth like good, you know? Stress. Chronic and psychological stress impacts the body's ability to regulate the inflammatory response, which can promote autoimmunity. Stress is like, it fills your body ridiculously quick. EBV, for one, or any herpetic virus in your body, will love you to get stressed because it's like caviar for them. It's not even caviar, it's like they're Popeye and it's spinach for them. That's how bad it is for you to get stressed. That's why, very probably, I got so screwed up, okay, with EBV because of the chronic stress without any moment to relax. So, distorted thoughts do that. Financial pressure. I have distorted thoughts. Most people do, I think. Financial pressure. I had huge financial pressure. As I said, I had huge ups and downs, and I was like, "Oh my God, so much! Oh my God, so little! Oh my God, so much!" Because I've been doing things with my money that sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Investing in some very highly speculatory places, but I love it. I love to do it, and God bless me. Anxiety and worry, check for me. Social isolation, not really. But there's a study, which is very crazy, huh? That says that People who can't trust have more Epstein-Barr, will have Epstein-Barr problems, and people who are more trusting, trust others easily, usually don't have Epstein-Barr because they feel more secure. And people who have trust issues, they will usually. Please, I hope I've been filming my face. Wait a minute. Uh, People who have trust issues, they will have huge problems with Epstein-Barr. It's usually people that have Epstein-Barr the most. Why? Because lack of trust creates an even noise, background noise of stress. You get stressed like in a continuum. Your life is more stressful as you don't trust other people. And I, I've had my fair share of problems with trusting. I'm not a very trusting person. I believe I'm very trustworthy, very, I believe, but I don't believe I'm trusting. It's very hard for me to trust because whatever, my life, um, personal things. Social isolation. Uh, I'm pretty good with myself, but I don't consider myself ever social isolated. Especially at the time I had this problem, I was like, I had an overabundance of social interactions, an overreaction, too much social interaction actually. Unresolved grief, I would say check. Lack of purpose, no, not for me, but check it in yourself if you've got purpose or not. Family pressures, not me, but most people have. Childhood emotional trauma, I don't know if you've got, but that's something you got to deal with. You got to relax yourself to lower the pressure, lower the stress. By the way, stress and pressure, they're synonyms. Okay, synonyms. Overwhelming situations, poor sleep. Now, I was never good with sleep, and by the way, that's a symptom of an EBV problem. EBV or any other herpetic virus that is very aggressive changes your sleep patterns deeply. Okay, lack, or I add too much exercise. So if you don't exercise, that adds to the problem. If you over exercise, that adds to the problem. Oxidative stress, which basically is too much exercise as well. All right. What do you experiment with? You experiment with taking inventory of all the things that stress you out. You address them, you eliminate, minimize, and delegate. You give to someone else your pressures, your problems, or you give them to God. This is a very good thing. If you don't trust someone, trust God at least. That is really good, and I believe I have a good trust in God. Hopefully, I have a very good trust in God. And add in something you love to do every day. So enjoy your life. Do stuff you enjoy. I'm not guilty of that thing. I'm not guilty of not enjoying. I've always enjoyed heavily and deeply every day. Even though I had lots of stress every day, I deeply enjoyed something, many things every day, because I cannot deal with living without passion, without love, without good stuff every day, every moment, enjoying things. Yeah. And um, that's it for her video. How she reversed multiple sclerosis, which is the link is down below. All right. I would like to add some stuff. We already talked about. Please take note of this if you want to heal yourself from any autoimmunity problem. All right. You take a minimum of 10K of vitamin D, 10K, 10,000 international units of vitamin D every day. Try, if you got a very bad situation of MS, try research, okay, about heavy metal detoxifiers. A very good one is the one that I said before that I couldn't remember, and I still don't. Coentro, cilantro. Take cilantro every day. Cilantro is a great heavy metal detoxifier. helps you. It takes out the heavy metals from your body. LDN, low dose naltrexone. This is another thing. Okay, is an immunity modulator. Powerful. I take it every night. In a couple of in a couple of hours, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna take some of it. Supplement with probiotics and prebiotics to close leaky gut. All right, this is another thing. But actually, guys, uh, know that you must take just a little bit of pre and probiotics. Prebiotics you can take as much as you want, but without overacting. But probiotics, take controlled, timed pieces. Okay, don't go overboard with it. Don't take until you're shitting water. Don't go there. Too much of a probiotic can change too much inside of you, and this is not good. Why? Because you need as much diversity inside of your gut biome, of your microbiome, and you don't want to have just some strains in there. Okay, it's even good if you like walk barefoot, if you sit down on the grass, if you sit down on the on mud, on earth. Why? Because that's adding every type of uh, microbial agents inside of your body. When you sit down on grass, basically you're adding to your butt germs. Okay, believe it or not, this is good. I would not go as far as to say that take a little bit of earth and stick it up your butt, because it's probably way too bad and too much. But do as much as you can to get in contact with earth, because that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a heavy probiotic behavior. Right? Essential fatty acids. Guys, if you're having problems with multiple sclerosis, do take lecithin. Lecithin, to me, has made a ridiculous, huge difference. Okay, on my MS symptoms, they just disappeared. They just went down so well with lecithin that I'm telling you to give it a try. Do give it a try. If you can, don't take soy lecithin. Take how's the other one? Sunflower lecithin. Even better, egg lecithin if you can. All right. Where I'm from here, we just everywhere you can just find soy lecithin. So it's the only soy product I take, even though soy is shit. But the lecithin, well, needed, so I'm taking it. And loads of fish oil. Okay, for example, 10 grams of fish oil. What fish oil I'm talking about? Omega 6, omega 3, omega 3, not 6. Another thing I want to add, if you got problem with any herpetic virus, as I said before, uh, go slow, start slow, but do experiment if you have available to you to do it. Do experiment heavily, starting slow, with Ilex paraguayensis, which is yerba mate. Do it. Experiment with it. Try it and see how it works with you, because it's been studied as a very good anti-inflammatory beverage, and it's strongly anti-herpetic. It makes a very big difference. And when you're having this kind of troubles, one of the things that you want the most is energy, because you get so low energy. That's why you usually get like chronic fatigue syndrome. That's why you're so fucked up with your energy, uh, because you got all those bad, nasty bugs on you, right? My experience is that yerba mate goes even to your brain. It attacks the little bastards on your well, everywhere, muscles, tendons, everything in your brain. So, and I say this because basically acyclovir, in my experience, does not go to the brain very well. They say it permeates the brain, but in a very low uh, percentage, let's say. And I don't feel this huge difference when I take acyclovir. Even if I take lots of acyclovir, I don't feel this difference. When I drink loads of yerba mate or chimarrão in my area, I even feel in my trigeminal nerve. I feel the death of the little bugs. The bugs like tiny explosions in my brain, in the trigeminal nerve, in the in my tendons. Okay, the places that I know that I have the most because I can feel it is the places that I get a feeling that they are being killed by thousands when I drink yerba mate. I don't know the long-term effects, but I can tell you that it's very, very, very worthy for you to have a try at yerba mate. Thank you very much. I hope that this huge lecture or whatever, this huge video about how to deal with MS, how to deal with autoimmunity in general, how to deal with Epstein-Barr viruses. By the way, viruses in general, especially herpetic viruses. I hope this video has been very useful to you. I hope you've gathered some new information that you can put to use and destroy the enemy. Absolutely, like make him so make it so inhospitable in your body that they say, what the fuck, this is no place to live, and they just like go out by your eyes, by your whatever place they can, and never return. Okay, and die on the way, hopefully. All right, so this was Rafael. Thank you very much, Rafael Davi. I hope you enjoyed it. Rate the video if it was useful. If it was not useful, subscribe if you enjoy information on this type of things that I'm talking about. I usually talk about health. My background is not just background. Right now I'm a med student, but my background is neurolinguistic and hypnosis. I'm a master practitioner, mentor on those things. I still do it a little bit, but I'm mostly just focused on medicine. I'm a researcher, specific researcher for medicine, and you can usually trust me very much, to tell you the truth that I find, scientific truth on antivirals, crazy ways to deal with neoplasias, cancer treatment. Okay, I'm studying that a lot because, of course, of the situation of my father, who's, by the way, I said in the beginning, or whatever, someplace in the video, I said that when I came here, he was terminal. He had about 3 months to live. Yes, they gave him 3 months to live. It's been now 3 times as that. It's been now 9 months. He's better than ever. He's not at the hospital anymore. He's recovered amazingly. All his doctors changed the prognosis like many times. They became like puzzled by his changes. All the doctors. And that's why I would like to spread. I wrote a book on cancer treatments, and which I'll leave it in the I'll leave a link in the description for anybody who's interested. So guys, that's it. Thank you very much. You have a great night, a great day, great evening, whatever you're going through right now. Okay, health, wealth, happiness. This was Rafael Davi, signing off. Thank you very much for watching the video.